What's up, YouTube? YouTube. This is a YouTube. Here we go. What's up, YouTube? Everybody has seen these massive hurricanes hit Florida, and I'm sure you've wondered, how could you make millions of dollars off a hurricane? I've got 8 simple steps inside this YouTube, and I'm gonna give you all the pitfalls where I see people fail. I want you to know, while there are tons of success stories, that is not the normal circumstance. People underestimate what it takes to be successful, and most people fail when trying to make $1 million from a hurricane. And so if you follow the steps inside of this YouTube, it doesn't matter if you're a company owner, if you're a salesperson, if you're a manager, if you're with my company, or you're with somebody else. This is exactly what you need to do to make millions and make those millions keep making you money for years to come from a hurricane. This is how to make a multi-million-dollar hurricane in 8 simple steps. I'd say the biggest place that people fail is today's society. They don't understand how hard things really are. Look, I have a law in life called the law of natural resistance. Anything that you want in life is gonna be hard. There's gonna be a test, and if it's really good, the world is gonna throw adversity at your face. And the more that you can overcome that adversity, the more you prove to the world that you deserve that special goal. And when you're facing hurricane damage, fighting insurance companies, fixing big problems for big paychecks in an environment where everybody needs help, you're certainly gonna deal with things outside of your control and people letting you down. And so the biggest thing I think that people fail at is they don't understand the investment of time, of energy, of money that it takes, and they quit before the magic happens. So step number 1 is you have to realize, look, hurricanes do a lot of damage. This hurricane in the state of Florida impacted the entire state, from the East Coast to the West, from Naples all the way up to Tampa. And the kill zone is absolute destruction. Recently, Hurricane Nicole, it really not only did damage to the East Coast, but it further damaged. Many of our tarp jobs were blown off by high winds. Waters penetrated roofs that were already damaged. And now Florida is in a place where there's more than $50 billion in wind damage. There's an opportunity of a lifetime. I know you may see this. You may be wanting to come down here, make money off the opportunity. Maybe you're in Florida and you want to jump into this industry. Let me explain to you the time that it takes to be successful. First and foremost, you have to come and get yourself set up. Just imagine if you're moving. Florida is not the easiest place to move to. It's an expensive place to be, and it's actually season. During season, rent goes up. So to find a decent rental, and I know because my house was flooded, we were looking for a place to stay because our hotel ran out of power. And it's hard to find Airbnbs. Airbnbs were getting canceled. So I locked in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for $5,500 a month. Just like pretty much a regular house. And sometimes people just don't understand when they get here, hotels are they're expensive. Rent's expensive. Airbnb's expensive. And so risk is the down payment for success. You must come with a little bit of money in your pocket. And the biggest thing is that big results from a hurricane making millions ain't gonna flow to low energy snowflakes. You have to be able to set yourself on fire. You have to be able to have high energy. It's gonna be a marathon of a sprint of actually fixing big problems for big paychecks. And the biggest thing I can tell you is people get burnt out. And ever since day 1 in this hurricane, I've still been training. I've still been doing the things that I need to do to vibrate at the highest level. Sometimes that means taking a day off. I mean, I see so many people going 100% without any days off. And in the end, they just become a burnt out blob. And the truth is guys, you have to learn that if you're gonna generate enough energy to withstand the pressure, then you better, like I have this saying, it's not even mine, it's from Dabo Sweeney. Now, this is the major fucking leagues. This is where there's billions of dollars in opportunity. And, as a college football team grows and gets good, everybody starts talking about you. ESPN, all the people, and, all of a sudden you're in the national championship game, and he says to his players, don't let the light inside of you be not as bright as the lights outside of you. And so when you get to this storm, there's going to be a lot of bright lights on you. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, and with those opportunities, you could crumble under pressure. So just know that men of high character, confidence, of good emotional state, that don't let their highs get too high, their lows get too low, can basically deal with adversity, understanding that if something outside of your control happens, that you can't get emotional about it, traumatized and victimized. This is what place I see most people fail. Actually, this is the next part. Most people don't have the money to do this. So if you're a roofing company owner, contractor, we look at the money that we put out for emergency services, to set up a new office, to get a 200-man door-to-door army going. And we've put out millions of dollars on the street. And typically it can take months to kind of get that return on investment, about 9 months before true cash flow and money is returned. Now, we're doing things a little bit differently, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this retail hybrid approach. We're going to go through my roofing retail hybrid pitch. This is one of the most important things about cash flowing. But my first hurricane, I came into the hurricane working from behind, and so I learned a lot of lessons from failure. And so I just want you to know, even if you're broke, if you follow certain rules, you can actually be successful. It just does take a lot of money. The good news is there's a lot of fucking money on the ground. So comment below, make sure that you subscribe. If you want to make $1 million off a hurricane, we got a brand new course inside of Skydiamonds. I'd love to give you free access. If you type in hurricane in the comments, we'll get you hooked up. The next thing that you have to do, this is the most important thing to cementing yourself as $1 million earner, is to get established. See, when you get here, you're a nobody. You don't understand the pitch. You feel like you're a little bit of a vagrant coming into a new place, and you got to find a neighborhood where you get your first 25 jobs. And a lot of times you write your first 20 estimates, or you do your first 20 proposals, and it's just, that's the 20 proposals that you're writing to get your voice, to get the pitch. And so if you come here, be prepared to sort of go through almost 50 different presentations to get your first 25 jobs. Even if you go 2 for 10 in the first 10, I recommend making sure that you go to the most damaged areas where they need the most help first. Looking at my office in Port Charlotte, there's an awesome city with tons of tile within a 5-minute drive. And if you were trying to establish a $5 million book of business, I would tell you, don't go drive to the middly damage. Go where the most expensive roofs are damaged the biggest, and a lot of times you'll find people are scared of the biggest claims. So getting established is about finding influencers in the neighborhood. You're always asking, who's the guy in charge of the Facebook? Who's the neighborhood captain? Where does everybody hang out? Who's the HOA president? Make the presentation to them. We have a guy, Jared Janacek. He's into an area on the western front of this storm, and these are $120,000 claims. They're tile roofs. And really what he's added value, the way he's got in front of the HOA, is very creative. He's done Zoom interviews with the entire HOA, educating them on the different types of material. And a lot of people are like, man, that's one of the nicest neighborhoods in the entire storm. I want to penetrate that storm. I want to penetrate that neighborhood. I want to get established in Jared's neighborhood. Well, good luck, because Jared's had FaceTime with all those people. He's completed offers, and that's probably the next important thing. When you go to get a neighborhood, don't worry about who you sell. Think about servicing people first. Document the damage, get a basically estimate ready for their adjuster, and if you do roofing and exterior, make sure whatever you do, you have a line item fair market value ready. And if you can present that to the insurance company, oftentimes they approve that. But if you're unwilling to be able to complete the paperwork, if you're one of these paper pushing contingency sellers, you won't do well in a hurricane. You have to write a lot of paper to get the paper coming back in. So it's real important while you get established to complete the offers. It's the third step of our sales proposal. And so it really reminds me, as soon as you get into a neighborhood, you get your first 25 jobs. As a company, you're established. As a multi-million-dollar rep, you're established. And off of every project comes 3 referrals. Now, a little bit later, I'm going to get into how you sell shingle, how you sell tile, and how you sell commercial to raise your average transaction value. And even if it takes a couple of years, that's really the key to making the shitload of money off of a hurricane, is going after the biggest and best jobs. So now I want to kind of break down exactly the way we are speeding up cash flow, winning the projects, and the hurricane retail hybrid pitch, okay? Everybody thinks that we got to do a work on a contingency agreement, that we have to sign you up for insurance proceeds plus supplements, that we got to play the game of fighting back and forth with an insurance company that may be going out of business. And that's bullshit. What I'm here to do for you, Mr. Homeowner, is guarantee that you get to the front of the line. I also want to guarantee that my price is going to be a price that's equal to but not exceeding the full amount of the insurance proceeds. Now, there's only one way I can guarantee my price, and that's if we incur our cost. Here is a line item breakdown. I want to give you a copy of the peel and stick underlayment that we use. Now put this in your hand. Your insurance companies, they pay for wholesale pricing. They leave line item out. You see this insurance estimate? You see the missing line items? Well, one of the most important ones is peel and stick could cost $10,000 on a home like yours. Number 3, you have to know the hurricane retail pitch. Don't come out here with your bullshit contingency, paper pushing, I'll do the work for your insurance money. All it costs is your deductible. Sign here. No, I don't give estimates. We'll crush you in the streets because we offer a hybrid solution. Hey, how you doing? If you want to jump to the front of the line, I've got a special option for you, sir. Our RCA, local here before the storm, here after the storm, guarantees that the price will be equal to, but won't exceed the insurance proceeds. Now here's the problem. Insurance companies don't pay for Miami-Dade code standard. I'm gonna build a better quality roof. The insurance company is going to pay in full for every single upgrade because you have replacement cost value. You see here, it says price incurred in your insurance policy. So we're going to move forward with repairs. We're going to do the job. The price for the repairs is going to be about $32,000. Your insurance company has offered less. They pay wholesale pricing. They don't pay for peel and stick underlayment. Now put this in your hand. This is just one of many upgrades. It's like a second roof on your home. And what I can do is guarantee that after we replace your roof, the insurance company is going to agree to pay my estimate. See this fair market value line item breakdown? Look, I understand. You may not have the money for this investment. That's why we have a no payment, no interest in-house financing option at our RCA. We can get started with 30 days with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. See, I guarantee the insurance company is going to get this settled 3 months, 6 months. It's not going to take a year. And you're going to use that settlement to pay off this in-house financing at no cost to you. All I want to make sure is that you don't have to wait months and months at a time. So, here you go. Oh, there's other people that'll do it for cheaper. Look, there's a lot of 2 chucks and a truck roofer. Look at our reviews and look at this peel and stick underlayment. So many of these guys are coming in from Texas. They're just using felt. They don't do it the right way. And what I can guarantee is that my price won't exceed what the insurance allows. But Lee, you're way more than the insurance. Look, we're not going line for line. This is a different type of roof with a better quality warranty and a better system. Now, if I can guarantee that you get the better quality roof and it costs you no more than the cheaper quality they've offered, you want the better quality roof, right? All right, so this is the next step. Give me the okay. We guarantee our price will not exceed what the insurance company allows. Sign right here. And even if it's cash or if it's no payment, no interest loan, we're getting paid when we're finished. And so many people are impacted by the storm. The one thing about it is you have to also, if you're going to work the insurance claim, get an insurance Xactimate ready for the insurance adjuster appointment. We have an estimating department at our RCA, and if you want to make $1 million in a hurricane, the way you do it is you show up to adjuster appointments with really good quality Xactimate. You know, you have the sketch, you have the line item breakdown, you give it to the adjuster in the format that they like. That allows them to just kind of push a few buttons and pay directly off your estimate. And so if you don't have a system for completing offers, then a lot of times you don't make a lot of money in these opportunities. So the discipline to completing the paperwork at the end of the evening and the beginning of the day, it's almost just as important. That's why at our RCA we build something called the TRD, the real deal. That's a guy that can measure a roof, estimate a roof, sell a job, complete his work orders, keep the relationship with the customer, and get a 5-star review at the end of the job. So look, if you're watching this right now and you think that there is a big opportunity down here in Florida, you're right. We do a sort of insurance because the insurance is paying. There's a huge sense of urgency because the roofs are blown off. And if you want to bring your company down here, I'll show you how. I've got a free training. Just type in Hurricane in. We'll get in touch. I can't wait to connect with you. Now let's get to number 4. Dominate the neighborhood. Okay, so now you've gotten established. How do you actually win the hearts and minds of everybody and dominate the entire hood? This is how you do it. Number 1, you take your first 25 deals, you always 6-pack them. See, the 6-pack, that's when you're knocking on the doors across the street. You're knocking on the people next door, and I don't care if they already have a roofer. My name's Lee Haight. I'm with our RCA. I just took care of your neighbor. I know you have a lot of damage. You know you have a lot of damage. You don't know me from Adam, but I'd just like to interview for your project. You know, insurance companies, they tell people to get multiple estimates. Everybody's asked to get multiple estimates. And so even if you have somebody, my company's been in business, I'd like to give you a quote. That is a simple pitch. It will work. And it's just about being disciplined to every time that you get a job, six-pack around it. What's the next thing that you got to do to take over the neighborhood? For every single job that you do, make a build video, make a testimonial video. For every job we do at RRCA, a 50 job radius, everybody gets a postcard. And the most important part is a lot of times we'll pull our tents out. We'll do sort of a watch us build party. The sales rep will invite a lot of the neighbors. We'll promote it on social media and we'll make it a party out there fixing their home. And so if you're watching this right now, you want to come dominate a neighborhood, I'll tell you a story about a guy who did $20 million in sales in one community. And there's actually two guys, and it's a place called Colonial Country Club. And these two young guys, they'd never been into the storm business before. They started, this is before the rules changed, giving out referrals to their clients. And after they got roofs approved, they got momentum, they were knocking on doors, they got a list. This was like the Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross lead list. It was everyone's cell phone numbers. And they reached out to everybody, sharing their experience, strengths, and hopes. Anyways, more than 250 tile roofs at $50,000 a roof. We did 100 stone-coated steel and 100 tile. And one of the coolest thing about RRCA is that those 100 stone-coated steel roofs that had no damage, and we're the #1 installer of stone-coated steel in Florida. And these two guys, they made millions of dollars, still work with the company, earned multiple Rolexes. And the way they did it was getting a hold of that list. Number 5, you have to learn how to sell lots of tile jobs. Look, a lot of people avoid going to sell tile jobs because they don't look that damaged. Really, you can only have 1 or 2 missing tile. I can tell if it's a good tile claim just by looking at the age of the roof and what kind of damage is in the area. So the #1 thing that you need to do is you need to keep the ratio, like for every 10 doors you knock, make sure that you're talking to at least 2 or 3 tile homeowners. And when you go to them, understand that they probably already have a roofer. Hey, what's going on? Leehaight, RRCA. Don't know if you know what's going on in the neighborhood. Yeah, there's an epidemic of misinformation about the tile. There's a ton of hidden damage. It can cause leaks. Let me explain, when the wind chatter happens, it actually pulls the fastener and water can actually come through. Did water come in your attic? Has anyone been in the attic? Look, so many people have discontinued tile. You may qualify for a roof paid for in full by your insurance. All I need to do is a quick inspection. And this is a simple process. We get up on the roof, we come down, and the customer's like, I don't need a whole roof. What are you talking about, a new roof? And so we say, look, here's the deal. We could go through these repairs, but there's a lot of other damaged tile. The tile is discontinued. Even if we did the repairs, we repair all these other tiles, we'd have to end up replacing all the underlayment. It makes no sense. Replacement's the only option. Contingent upon approval, it's no more than the insurance. And here's the problem in Florida. And this is really the biggest reason why that we're the Robin Hood of roofers. And that's because it's a zero-sum game for customers. If you have an old roof over 10, 12, 13 years old, you're gonna get dropped by your insurance company if you don't get a full replacement. And even if the insurance company offers you piecemeal repairs, we've seen it. After Irma, customers were given letters saying, hey, replace your roof or we won't cover you. And so if you're watching this video, if you go out and get 100 tile and only 50 of them get approved, the average tile roof $60,000, that's $500,000 in commissions. And if you add that to, let's say 50 to 100 shingle jobs, you know, you're getting close to millions of dollars in commissions, but you're only one deal away, and that's the next one. If you can sell one commercial job, you will take the blue collar lottery ticket home to you, your family. And so what it looks like is just get 10 commercial leads. Getting a commercial lead is very similar to a residential lead. You just have to stop, get out of your truck, go to the job site and ask them who's in charge. A lot of times it's an attitude. Hey, my name's Lee, I've been assigned the roof investigation. Who's in charge? Whether they send you to the property manager, they send you to the owner. You can do it without the data, but if you want the data, use a tool like me. I use Reonomy. You can go to www.reonomy.com/Lee. And this tool allows me to use my iPhone as I'm going down the street. I will simultaneously switch from using my Google map as I pass a commercial property, drop a pin on that address so that I can get the physical address, copy and paste that address into an app while I'm driving down the road on my phone called Reonomy. Then I'll pull up and see, do I get a good contact for the owner? And I'll hit them with the ultimate pitch. And if you'd like a copy of the ultimate pitch, go ahead and type ultimate pitch into the comments. But the ultimate pitch, it works at least 30% of the calls that I make. And so we've been setting leads like crazy, commercial leads. And if you go to 10 commercial leads, there's almost no way you don't sell one. Biggest mistake people make on selling commercial is they don't complete offers, they don't follow up, and they don't have a team. We have a ton of case studies, references. We've been doing these large loss commercial deals. It really seals the deal. We have the right team, we have the right stories, and we know exactly what we're doing. So if you want to land one commercial deal, I'd say the biggest thing I can tell you is partner with people who know what the fuck they're doing. All right? Number 7, this is a place where most people don't even take the time to earn income. It's passive income. And passive income in roofing, you think roofing is hard. You have to sell the job. You have to build it. How could it be passive? And I'm gonna show you exactly how you can build passive income. Looking at Hurricane, it's pretty easy for everyone to be successful. You know, once you teach people how to measure a roof, you get to a point where everyone has checks, you can teach a guy to go out there and sell 15 roofs a month pretty easily. And if you can build a team, at our RCA, we give a recruiting incentive. All you have to do is get 3 different people to stick with our company for 90 days straight, and you can get up to 7,000 cash. More importantly, you can become a team leader, and team leaders earn, like if you had 20 sales guys and those sales guys turned in 2 jobs a week, you'd easily do $20 million in sales in the storm, earning nearly $500,000 in override. And the way we do it at our RCA is, at first you might make $300 a job, but you can make up to $1,000 or more per job in passive income just by building a team. We also can help you build a team if you want to be a team leader. And the most important thing is, you know that you need to be getting people working for you, and that's how you earn money while you sleep. Now, how do you want to, like, what's the biggest goal of this? Like, if you have a 20-man team, they sell 20 million a year, you're in 500,000. You do one commercial job, all right? We had one commercial job, we just got it finished. It was a job from Hurricane Ida. Cagney Rogers sold it. It was a complete ripped off roof. We did the tarp, we did the roof. The job capped out 400,000 total commissions. One job could equal 400 to 500,000 in commissions easily on one commercial job. Now, you want to talk about 100 tile roofs, how much you get paid? Even if 50 of the tile roofs get bought at $60,000 a tile roof, that's $3 million in tile roofing sales and 300 to 500,000 in commissions. Now we talk about residential and how we run a diversified playbook and how those jobs move quick for quick cash flow. And if you sell 100 residential jobs over a 2-year time period at $30,000 a job, you're really running a pretty average pace. And that's gonna be about $3 million in total sales and another 300 to 500,000 in earnings. Step 8 is the most important step. And that is, rich people don't worry about how much they make. What the rich people do is they go broke acquiring assets that pay them money over time. And the biggest things that I was able to purchase from the last Hurricane Irma was a property in Daytona Beach. It was a property that we bought for $100,000 a unit. We were able to do about $2 million in improvements. And after 2.5 years of raising the rents, getting new tenants, we were able to sell that property for double the value. And everyone involved was able to 2.5x their money. And for me, that was just one real estate deal. I bought waterfront property in Southwest Florida. And if you're coming to Florida, I'd say buying Airbnbs and buying waterfront property is a great deal. Cape Coral, one of the areas that's smashed, is a great location to find potentially flooded, damaged homes that you could get the assignment of benefit on, make money off the construction, and then own the home for high-priced Airbnbs, sometimes going for $300, $400, $500 a night in just an average neighborhood for a home that could be less than $400,000 cash. It's kind of crazy, it's an opportunity, but I would say the rat race of roofing, it will continue to go up and down if you don't take your money from roofing and put it into real estate. Both multifamily and in Florida, single family real estate, like we're probably, with mortgage rates going up, very short away from a collapse and a drop in pricing. And what that's gonna mean is that everyone who comes to the hurricane is gonna get rich while everyone else is going broke. It's a great time to increase your net worth by building a portfolio of Airbnbs, building a portfolio of multifamily real estate, or like what my goal is, if you're a contractor, building out physical locations for our RCA, our dream locations in commercial real estate, adding value to those properties along the way. Look, those are 8 ways that you can add millions of dollars to your net worth, not only make 2 million, but if you take that 2 million, you put that property into a property like mine in Daytona Beach, we took that property from 11 million to 18 million dollars. And if my costs were $2 million, that's still 6 million profit in 2.5 years. And so you want to make your money flip, success leaves clues. I learned a lot from Grant Cardone, but people call me the Grant Cardone of roofing because I use his shit practically in a blue collar trade. This hurricane is an opportunity for you to become a hero. If you want to come down here and bring your own company, I'll help guide you. Just type in hurricane in. If you want to come down here and join our company, and our RCA has been the #1 insurance restoration roofer in the state of Florida in this storm because we were ready, we were prepared, we had the best team, best technology, best culture, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. More importantly, guys, hey, make sure that you share this video to anyone that you know that's working the storm, or to any one of your salespeople. This applies to any real storm opportunity, and comment below if you want access to our Hurricane In free sales training course. Hey, appreciate everybody, and we'll see you on the next YouTube. Thanks.